Hope my voice is clear to everyone, and I would like to share my presentation on this my smart board. Can you see the picture here clearly, everyone?
Yeah. Yes, we see.
So yeah.
Yes, we
So
see.
my presentation is over empowering dreams, the role of the free STEM education in the lives of the underprivileged children for the first generation. Actually, this research is solely on my own experience of life. That means whatever challenges I have faced in my life, I decided that other children should not face in their life. And that's why I left my job in the year 2012 and founded my NGO, which is Udgam Welfare Foundation. And since then, I have been serving these children in helping and fulfilling their dreams to become an engineer. And these children are from the very poor background, and they are not having access to the basic need to achieve their dreams, like good education system, good teacher, better resources. So I would like to share my slides here. The research problem. What was the research problem? Students from the economically weaker section don't have the resources to fulfill their dreams of getting the higher education. So what I targeted, basically, I target those students whose fathers parents monthly income was less than US dollar 200 only. And in such a scenario, they were not having good education, they were not having even to pay the fees of the books, they were not having enough money to pay for good teachers. And this project focused on such children. Next problem what we faced, 93% of dropout rates among the low income students due to the financial pressures, parental non cooperation. The parents of such children are not aware about the importance of education. Such parents only lives in present. That means they are not bothered about the good education what their children are going to get, and what will be the impact of getting a better education after 5 years and 10 years or so on. Such parents only focused on the present scenario. That means they forced their brilliant child to do small jobs, and the long term impact will be that such parents and children of such parent will remain poor throughout their life, throughout from one generation to another generation. Now, what are the objectives and the hypothesis here? To assess the impact of free guidance on academic resilience. That is the most important part of this presentation, that is ERI. Basically, these students are very poor and they were not getting emotional support from their parents. They were not getting any sort of motivation from their parents, due to which these students were not able to fulfill their dreams, whatever desires they were having to reach their goals, because of the lack of the finances, because of the lack of emotional and financial support from their parents. Propose an educational ecosystem model. We have proposed an educational ecosystem model for the systematic change that we are going to discuss later as well. Analyze the ROI. This is the most important impact of whatever we have done with these students. We provided them free education, free coaching for 2 years with books, stationery, and sometimes food, and stay at my home as well. And what was the impact of this? in this SRY, we are going to discuss it later as well, which implies that 1 rupee what we have spent here at Udgam, our NGO, society is getting 7.31% of return here. 7x return from such students. That means their salary was increased up to 7x here. Whatever amount of money we have spent on these students, community is getting benefit. Not only such students are getting benefit, but their coming generation, the entire nation is getting the good returns from it. Literature gap. If we talk about the literature gap, then the past research focuses only on the grades, dropouts, misses emotional scaffolding and family engagement, which is very important. Such students are totally not aware about the emotional support. What is the importance of the emotional support from the family side? Because their parents are under so much of pressure due to the financial constraint that they were not focusing on the future goals of their children. So this emotional support and scaffolding from the family was missing, which we introduced in our 2 years of free guidance to such underprivileged children. Theoretical lens, systems theory plus critical pedagogy. We have introduced the best method of teaching. We taught them mathematics, physics, and chemistry. We used online tools. We used online lectures so that the classes will be more interactive to these students, and students will be able to grasp more and more through these classes. Research design. We used the mixed methods, that is the quantitative as well as qualitative methods, what we have used here in this particular research. That means the ERI scores we calculated, that is the pre and the post intervention. We have calculated the ERI score when the students joined our welfare program. And after continuing for 1 year, we had calculated this score and we found an amazing results here. Whatever qualitative we have done, we have gathered the case studies. I would like to share few case studies here as well in the next slides. Data collection process, how we collected the data, this is also very important. And these data is not merely a data, but we had approached different schools. We had approached different school principals of community schools, basically, which are low funded schools. These schools are not in good infrastructure. These schools are not with good teachers, resources. And we approached the principals of such schools to take permission so that we'll be able to reach such students who are in low income families. That means all the students in such schools are from the low income background. So from there, we used to collect our students. We used to gather our students. We motivate them so that they would join our free 2 years program. And their future can be certain here, so that we would be able to provide them the best guidance, best resources, and we will show them the best path to achieve their goals. We did surveys, school records, we have checked alumni testimonials, which are available on the YouTube as well. what analysis techniques we have done? I have done the data analysis through statistical tools like paired t-test by using R programming. So this is basically a screenshot of my R programming console, where we have calculated the Cohen's d and the paired t-test before and after the intervention results. What were the key findings here? The quantitative results has shown the ERI improvements, that is the academic persistence. Pre-academic persistence was 1.71 and the post-intervention, that was 3.86. That was a huge transformation, because we have changed the entire life of the student, entire life of the family, entire life of the coming generation. This is not specifically to a particular person, but we have impacted the entire nation here. Stress coping, where D was 4.46, which was pre 1.57, and the post it was 3.71. And here we have drawn the box plot comparison before versus after guidance and support. Now the dropout rate, which was very crucial in this 2 years free program. Why this is very crucial? Because it was very difficult for us to gather the students. That was a daunting task for us. We were not able to gather the students so easily, because we have to approach different school principals. And due to the red tapeism methods, we have faced a lot of problems here, because every principal was not so supportive, every school was not so supportive. That's why it was a very daunting task. Even our students were involved later on in such a drives, where we started gathering students. But the most important part, or the most crucial challenge which we faced during this program was the dropout rate and retention. 93% dropout is something which is very huge. And also, children from such families of low income, generally are not so motivated towards education. Parents are also not so motivated, due to which the dropouts rate are quite higher here. 90% of dropout rates are there. 90%. So few cases I would like to share here. Parents who were from the very poor background are less motivated. Students were facing health challenges as well. One of my students dropped out because he was facing tuberculosis. If you must have heard about this disease, these diseases are basically in the South Asian continent or in Africa, where lot of below poverty line people are living. And that's the impact on their health, because they are not in a position to provide their children good food which contain all the important nutrition, which is very important for anyone. Now here we have the case studies of two students. These case studies are going to show you what impact we have done on such students. This is a case study of James, which is a pseudo name obviously for research purpose. The background of this student was, his student was a son of a security guard only, and his father's income was less than, you can say, 100 or 120 USD. And what happened to this guy? You won't believe that when he joined our program, 2 years free program, I asked him to purchase a book, which was very important for his education. And suddenly he stopped our coaching program. He stopped attending our coaching program. Later on, I came to know that due to non-availability of finances to purchase the book, he dropped out. I called him up and provided him free books, free stationery, even the commuting fees from his house to our NGO on a daily basis. And you won't imagine that this guy cleared India's one of the most toughest exam, which is called JEE, that is called Joint Entrance Exam, to get the admission in the topmost engineering colleges of India. And he scored 99% marks in mathematics in his 12th board exam. 12th board is a very crucial board here in India. So this was our one case study. Now I would like to share you the next case study here. This case study is of Ricky. Again, this is a pseudonym, obviously, for the research purpose. And this case study is of Ricky, and his father was a vegetable seller. And when I visited his house, you won't believe that he was living in a small house or small room, you can say, of 100 square feet of area, in which 4 persons were living. That means he himself, his father, mother, and his younger sibling. And in such a scenario, you can imagine that it is not possible for a child to study properly, and that is not a feasible or supportive environment for any student to study. So what I did, what was my intervention here? I provided him space at my own house for more than 1.5 years. I used to send this guy from my own house to school and from school to my house. I provided him lunch, breakfast, and dinner. And the outcome of this intervention is that he got admission in the top engineering college of India, whose father income was less than 120 USD. And you won't imagine, when after completing his engineering, he called me up and he said that he got a job of more than 2000 USD per month. So you can imagine that was a total transformation of a family, and not only a family, but the entire generation of one particular family. So that was the impact of our intervention on this student. Also, his quote was, Udgam showed me engineering wasn't just for the rich kids. That means here, getting into engineering or getting the resources to achieve the goals to become an engineer, a lot of funds is required, a lot of expensive coaching is required. And our intervention showed that if students from the poor background will get a good support, then they can also do some amazing things for the community, for the nation, for entire family, and for the coming generations. Now, I have also analyzed the results, that means the salary comparison of the beneficiaries versus the dropouts.
Sachin, you got 5 minutes left.
5 minutes, okay.
Yep.
So here we have the salary comparison of the beneficiaries of the dropouts. Basically, this graph is showing the salary of the students who got support from Udgam, and these salary comparison is for those who dropped out. That means there is a huge gap between their salaries. Now, implications. Policy implication should be their scale NGO school partnership. We should do more and more NGO partnerships to support such children, so that we will be able to fulfill the dreams of such students. What are the limitations of this particular case study? Sample bias, high aptitude students. These students are from the high aptitude and the self-reported ERI data is also there in this particular manuscript. Now, future research. I am working on a digital and AI educational support system. That means I am developing a website which includes the digital as well as artificial intelligence, in which I am providing the mathematics as well as English modules, through which I would be able to support or to reach more and more students across the globe, which is not specifically to India, but to other part of the world as well. I would also try to track the alumni career outcomes after 10 plus years here. So thank you very much. If you have any questions, you can please ask.